Hello everybody, and welcome to Tackle Competitive. In the second series of our Babylonian campaign, we are going to tackle Byzantium Empire first. That's why we need to collect all our first elite army and send these troops to the south of our empire. Let's do it and prepare for offense. We are not going to defend, we are going to attack. Everything is ready for our first counterattack. Let's proceed it on Singapore. 1, 2, and let's release the city. Liberate. Alright. Now we can continue with Byzantinians. We have some questions to them. So we should prepare the Byzantium tales. Let's take a look on the big picture. We have this naughty girl. She's going to win by space victory, but we are going to win by space victory. So we need to tackle that issue by our aviation, and after that, probably we have our naughty boy, who is called Frederick Barbarossa, or Germans. I think we can tackle this issue by nuclear bombs from our bombers from the territory of the Dutch Empire. So this is the big picture. I don't think any other civilization can be a match for us, so let's tackle this issue in this way. First of all, we'll handle the Byzantium Empire. Next, we'll handle the Dutch Empire, and after that we'll take a look at Germans. If we continue their bad behavior, we will use our bombers and nuclear bombs. This is our strategy for the second part of our campaign. Let's start. After a short conversation with our autonomous bombers, Nicopolis decided to be a part of our empire. We appreciate the decision. Let's take a look, what can we have here? Everything looks fine. Let's continue our campaign. Very soon Nicaea decided to be a part of our empire. Standing. And right after that, Fearsome took a similar decision. After a while we have conquered Constantinople, and now we are going to take Nicomedia. Let's do it. Done. Keep city. The Byzantine Empire now has only 2 cities, and after that, we can handle our main rival, the Dutch Empire. Probably we'll use our aviation to conquer these cities. Let's continue our campaign. So we have launched the satellite, and let's take a look on the map. Now we need to conquer these last cities of the Byzantine Empire, and after that we can tackle with the Dutch Empire. The Dutch Empire has a lot of cities, some of them are really interesting, for example Amsterdam with a magic castle and Tilburg. So it seems to me we have to use all our aviation to overcome the units and conquer these cities. Meanwhile, we will continue looking on the German Empire, and we have to estimate if they are able to obtain the science victory or not. Let's see what do we have here. I think at least we should attack them from the Dutch Empire by our aviation, just to reduce their science. So that's why probably we need to start Operation EV project in our capital. It will help us to use thermonuclear bombs against the German Empire. Let's see, yes, I think it's the best solution. Now we have accomplished our campaign with the Byzantinians. They are defeated. And let's take a look at the big picture again. The Dutch Empire is the leader. It has a lot of science, a lot of money, a lot of income. So we need to handle it. I think we should attack immediately. Prolacho and Skede. Alright, I think it's high time we attacked the Dutch Empire. Let's do it. Territory expansion. Declare it. Good morning. Prepare your naughty tale. We have several questions for you. After our vigorous strike, we obtained 3 cities and we can deploy our aviation And I want to give you a tip. Always use military engineer to build an airport. It gives you free slots of aircraft. It can be really important because now you can attack from too many air units and you can concentrate your efforts in one city. I think it can help you in your campaigns. Our next stage was conquering Eindhoven, Groningen and Utrecht, and now we can start the siege of a capital, Amsterdam. And for this reason we can use all our aviation from all airdromes and cities just to overcome its defense 122. It's really strong. Okay, let's see what we can do. We have destroyed their fortifications. Let's take the capital. Done. Okay, well done. I like it. So now we just need to finish the cities, and after that we'll take a look on the Barbarossa Empire, because he's another boy. Breaking news now. We have captured all the cities of Wilhelmina except one, Johannesburg, in the snow, and I think with 16 science per turn she is not our rival anymore. And I was thinking about Germany. Of course we can use nuclear weapon, we can send it, we can destroy some of the cities and blah blah blah, but I was thinking it's not a good approach to send nuclear weapons to cities. We are not barbarians. That's why we are going to take this victory phase by phase. We'll build our own space victory and we will be in the space first. So let's start our space race with Germany. Here we go. In fact, we have had a fun event. Frederick Barbarossa conquered a city-state, and it was an emergency event. So now we are in war with Frederick Barbarossa Empire. It looks like we have to tackle with them. Let's take a look what we can do. Now we're going to start our invasion to Germany. And you know, I was thinking a bit, and I have to confess it was funny. I like thinking. And came to a conclusion that we need siege units to proceed a successful siege. What's a coincidence? I know we need a siege unit to proceed a siege. Sounds good. Just compare the damage. Let's use one of our autonomous bombers against Augsburg. And now attack by a siege unit. It seems to me siege unit gives much more damage. So let's build, or it's better buy some of them. Okay, we have launched our spaceship. Now we need to build special projects in every city to make it faster. Let's do it. We need to be first in the space. Let's have a look on the modern siege in example of mines. First of all, we need to use our siege units. Let's do it. 1. Let's use our 1. 2. After that we can use our autonomous bombers. 3. Wait a second, pal. I need to show. 4. And 5. After that we can capture a city. Let's do it. Done. Keep city. You know, I'm not a barbarian to destroy a city. I've never destroyed a city in civilization. This is my approach and I'm not going to give up. Our offensive was a little bit more successful than our allies in this emergency event, and we have captured the most part of Germany. Now we're going to capture Aachen with its astonishing wonder Alhambra, and of course Berlin with pyramids and Machu Picchu. And probably after that we are going to conquer all our German cities, and in fact Germany conquered 2 city-states, Arma and Venice. I think we should make them free again. Also, let's take a look on the army of India, for example, of AI. Look at it. 1 special forces, several armies, one army of infantry. What else? One army of infantry, one army of field cannons. Such a piece of junk, we can easily conquer all these cities, but of course we are not going to do it. We are a peaceful nation, aren't we? Alright, Berlin and Aachen are ready for a quote-unquote liberation. Let's proceed. First one. Done. Okay, keeps city. Now, what about Berlin? Prepare Berlin tails. Done. Just look at it. This German nutty boy had built 3 perfect wonders, Alhambra, pyramids and Machu Picchu before we conquered his cities. It's just unbelievable. That's a really bad idea, being an owner of the wonder we would like to have. It can cause a problem in the future, when our civilization can search the new technologies, build a lot of planes and tanks, and ask you if you would like to share your masterpieces with them. Alright, this turn is the last one, because our expedition speed is 90 light years per turn and we have accomplished 44. So the last turn is the turn of our victory. And Germany is almost conquered, but I think we should just take these 2 cities and then celebrate our victory. And I think it's time to me to make a conclusion of that campaign. Let's take a look. First of all, I want to mention that due to Eurekas, we obtained a lot of technologies, we obtained a lot of production in our capital, we were able to build a valley, which dramatically increased our production. Also, it gives us opportunity to conquer all the Swedish Empire, due to the fact that we had much more advanced units. Also, I want to mention that our ability to obtain all technology for the Eurekas gives us much more food and production in our cities, because we will have much more powerful technologies. And the unique building of a Babylonian Empire is also really powerful, because it gives us a lot of food. So for example, the hill near the river will produce free food. No other nation can do it. What can I say about our unique unit? Eureka Sabitum. I think it's a useless unit, because it's not so powerful, and by that time we will have man-at-arms, which can be the backbone of our army. As campaign against Swedish Empire shown, the reconnaissance Babylon unit isn't so strong, and it's much better to improve it to the man-at-arms, which can stand against crossbowmen, which are always the backbone of a computer army in the Middle Ages. Also, I want to tell that our ability to achieve air units really fast gives us unstoppable and super overpowered army, because we're able easily to conquer Mapuche Empire just due to the air superiority. Also, it gave us opportunity to overcome the Byzantium Empire, and after that we were able to tackle our main rival, the Dutch Empire. So, in fact, Babylon can obtain really fast, swift and unstoppable army which contains a lot of air forces. These were the advantages of the Babylonian Empire. Let's talk about disadvantages a bit. First of all, some technologies we can't obtain at all. So, for example, we had a problem with siege tactics. We had to pay double price for that, because we have the buff for our science. Because we couldn't build trebuchets, and at that time we had technology which allowed us to produce bombards. That's why we physically were not able to build trebuchets. The other huge disadvantage was, yes, we can easily obtain biplanes, we can easily obtain technology with advanced flight, but the issue is that it's not so easy to obtain technology of radio, because the technology of radio needs conservation, and conservation is the civic era of a modern era unit. Only if we obtain the civic conservation and buy for 5 naturalists, we can build a national park which will give Babylon automatically technology of radio. And without radio we will not know about aluminium, and aluminium we need to build modern era aircraft units. So that's it's not a so big flaw, but I think it's an issue, especially due to the fact that all our rivals, they didn't have any penalties and debuffs for their science per turn. So that's why, in fact, Dutch Empire could have had much more powerful air forces that they had really. Okay, these were my thoughts about the campaign. I think it's time to make our last turn and obtain the science victory, because everything is ready for this. Let's do it. Congratulations, we have won. It wasn't an easy campaign, it was really funny. We proceeded a lot of war, we were building our cities, we were improving it, we built a lot of improvements. We obtained a sharp and swift army, we had the strongest air force in the game. So I think it was a funny campaign. And soon we are going to start a new campaign. See you soon in Tactical Imperative.